so I'm doing my hand washing technique lab. I have my boxes with my tubes set up in them, the no wash, quick wash, and good wash, all in separate ones. So what I'm gonna do first is glue the Glow Germ, mix it up well, apply some to my hand, rub it together, back of my hand, in between my fingers, getting it all over my hands. That might have been a little too much. Kind of a lot on there. All right, I'm gonna do the no wash first. I'm gonna take my pipette and I'm gonna transfer 3 milliliters of water to one of the tubes. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the second tube. 2 and 3. All right. I'm going to turn off the light. It's going to get dark in here. Okay. Take my handy dandy little light thing here. Probably should have looked at how to turn this on before I started. Sorry, turn the light back on. Sorry, didn't pull the thing out. Now my hands are all slippery. There. Finally got it. Sorry that took so long. Sorry, I just stabbed or shined you. So we've got definitely signs on the pipette. There's a couple dots on the table. Definitely some dots on my lab apron here because I've been using it all semester. Some on the table, a couple spots on the beaker from when I did that, when I filled it up with water. So I would say we've got one. Nothing really on the test tubes because I didn't actually stick my fingers on them. Some on the beaker, definitely on the germ gel stuff, and on the table. So I'm going to count at least 6 spots on that. Okay, turn that off. Turn the light back on. I'm going to quickly wash my hands with some soap, just as a normal routine, and I will be right back. Okay, washed my hands. I'm going to do the quick wash one now. I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. And I'm going to pick up a couple milliliters of water and put them in my test tubes here. There's 3 in the first one. And there's 3 in the second one. I'm going to turn the lights off again. Same thing that I did with my handy dandy light. Look at the quick wash. Don't really see anything on the test tubes too much. There's a little bit on the inside of the test tube because I guess the beaker or the pipette on the end had a little bit on it. Still some signs of the glow germ on the pipette from where my hand was. And that's about it with that. So I'm going to count 3 of them on this one. Turn that off. Turn my light back on. There we go. Didn't want to turn back on. All right. Now, I'm going to do the good wash. So, I'm going to go wash my hands really quick. Then I'm going to come back and thoroughly explain the process that I use of washing my hands. And then I will do the last one. So, I'm going to reapply some Glow Germ. I did this earlier where it says to do the washing technique. So I put some Glow Germ on there earlier, and I scrubbed it all over my hands, and then I went in and washed them. So I know the proper technique. So I'm going to rub this Glow Germ in my hands again, get it all over there, and see how much I can get off of this with my proper hand washing technique. And I'll be right back. Okay, so wash my hands. Made sure not to use my hands when I was turning off the faucet. Made sure to use a paper towel that was in the bathroom and then a separate paper towel to dry my hands when I got back out here. In my head, you probably didn't hear me singing, but in my head I was counting, or I was singing the Happy Birthday song. I sang it twice in my head. When I was washing, I washed the palms of my hands, the backs of my hands, my fingers in between, did my knuckles, make sure to get my thumbs, did the palm of my hands again, and then rinsed. So now I'm going to do the good wash. I'm going to pick up the pipette. I'm going to fill it with the water and put it into my test tubes. There's 3 milliliters in one test tube. And there's 3 milliliters in another. Okay, I'm gonna put that down here in front so I can take a look at it with my light. Turn the light off. Pick up my handy dandy light again. And I hardly see any. There's one little drop on here. Otherwise, this thing seems very clean. I think I did a good job washing my hands. I don't see any on the test tubes. I don't see any on the table around where I picked up the pipette. So, I think that was successful. Alright, so I think I found 6 contamination spots, at least on the first one. No wash, not doing anything. Quick wash, probably brought it down to 3. Just getting some of that stuff off my hands and getting a little bit of soap to clean them. And then doing the proper hand washing technique, I'm going to call it like a half that I found on there. So, I think it was a success.